Yeah.
Can you make me one at your wood shop?
Yeah, I can.
Yes.
Yeah, a little clicker.
What do they call those things? Marker boards or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Drapes and throw pillows. What's the decor, Frank?
In the shop? Oh,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, work. That's the decor.
Slate
Work,
fiber.
get work done. The walls are painted in a lovely biscotti color, and that's not a lie.
Biscotti.
It is. It's biscotti.
Oh, lovely, smashing, fabulous. I say, could I get a biscotti? Young man? Yes.
And
I'm making wooden things here. I need some biscotti.
Well, yeah, I wanted to cover that chalky white and gray that is all
The
throughout
institutional
the factory.
colors?
Yes, yes, the Darth Vader, the Empire colors.
Or whatever was
to,
on sale at Sears when they decided to paint the building.
Yeah. No, it was all like white, just chalky white.
Generic shit.
Yeah.
Stuff.
So we've painted 4,000 square feet of it.
Wow.
Yeah, but and it looks great.
Awesome.
But other than that, yeah, the decor is a lot of sawdust.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sawdust is good, though. You know what you should do is like peanut shells with it, too. Then it's like you're at a barbecue,
like a barbecue
joint.
Yeah,
I think that'd be really nice. Yeah. Have some waitresses come around. You boys need anything else?
Right.
Come on now.
Right.
Need some more sauce with them ribs?
No, I'd spill it on the guitar tops.
Yeah, that's true. Germanium clapper.
Yeah, we'll design one. That sounds great.
Tell us what you have in your new shop, because I told them what I knew, which is that you were subletting out at Larrabee, so you were somewhat constrained there because you're a guest.
Yeah,
and
it was right. They were kind enough to let me build this company and make the guitars in their shop,
right?
Utilizing even some of their guys, to bend the sides and whatever. So we were building them kind of like a partnership OEM thing. And I got a little bigger. They got a little busier because they moved their Canadian factory down to California, and so it just made sense to get my own space, which is good.
Yeah, but you're kind of out that way anyway, right? How far away are you from your old shop?
It's the Larrabee factory is in Oxnard. This is in Ventura. I also live in Ventura. And so it's 10 minutes from my house, and
that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's the way my shop was here in North Hollywood.
Yeah,
I could literally run home and use the bathroom if I needed.
Right. Well, speaking of bathrooms, this one is usable.
Now I've seen pictures of this bathroom. Now this will attest to Frank's style, and that he's a classy man.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey bud, how's your shop going? He goes, look at this picture of the toilet, and then I've been painting this. I put crown molding up in the bathroom.
It's true. You guys will have to go on Facebook to find those photos. But it was really it's a shop. It's an industrial space, and so that was the one downfall. Is it was very much a truck stop, gas station restroom, and that was not going to work for me or any of my visitors who were to come by. And so I prettied up that joint as well. Put some tile down. I had some crown molding in the garage, so it's not like I went nuts. But
now he's downplaying.
I threw up the crown molding. We took out the bad vinyl, like the fiberglass wall, and finished up the drywall. And
what does this mean? Haas Thompson asked, "Have you got a Shanks toilet?"
Like that level, like John Shanks level?
I'm parting through silk. No, I don't think it's a Shanks level toilet.
It's okay. It's clean. It's a nice.
I mean, this place here is a Shanks level closet.
This is
where John keeps a lot of his gear, and it's a gorgeous, lovely, nicer than my house.
Yeah, true. Yeah, no, my place is just plain Jane. Get to work, tan walls.
Well, you got a good coffee machine. You got a civilized bathroom.
Right.
I think you're on your way, my friend. I think you're doing
reception
really
area.
well.
There's a couple of offices.
Right.
I am using up the rest of the crown molding I had in my garage in the office.
Yeah, there you go. For your office, of course.
But why wouldn't you?
You need a foosball table.
No, we don't have that.
That's what everybody said when I got my. You're going to get a foosball table, right?
Right. If you've got wide open space, why not put a pool table in it?
Yeah.
No, but I'll have all the capabilities. The paint booth guy is gonna. I'll have my paint booth done within the next month. There'll be CNC equipment there. And so really there won't be anything that I can't do in-house, being vertically integrated.
That's
Vertical
awesome.
integration is not always the way to go. So there are still some things like it would be silly for me to sit and cut kerfing, on the CNC. Larrivee does it, but they make a lot more guitars.
Yeah.
And so
I
if they
could
can
make my own knobs too if I wanted
Exactly,
to. But,
yeah.
there's
So
no reason for me to do that.
Yeah, so there's times when, you just get that stuff, and luckily the Larrivee guys are nice and they're just good people, and so even some of that stuff I'll just get from them,
Sure.
So in the meantime, as we're getting up and running, if it's some little piece of bracing or kerfing or something like that, and I haven't programmed it into the machine yet.
Whoa, look at this.
I'll just go pick it up.
Not to go like off in left field.
Please
Shanks
do.
are the UK monopoly on toilets. Wait.
Oh, it's that has
My mate
lots
has
of
a-
meetings then.
That's so funny because John, as you know, in the U.S., we call the toilet the John.
True.
And our good friend John Shanks. That's really funny.
Yeah, that's really good. His name is Toilet.
And I can't make too much fun of John because I really like
the
him.
best.
And
No,
this is verging on inappropriate, but
Yeah.
wow, is it funny?
He doesn't watch.
No, he's busy.
Yeah.
My mate has an original Victorian one. I'll send a picture for you to pass on.
Oh, yes.
John.
We'll take it.
Please do. Can you share it here? Can you share a link to it here on the show and call it up right now in the window?
Yeah.
Oh, the mileage you'll get out of it.
Right.
Oh, the grief I'm going to get from
Yeah,
John
no
on
kidding.
this too. This is not.
Well, let's get off of it, right? Firebird Bob, who am I distributing through, Frank? So the reason I'm in the booth with Dan is you've talked about this before. But
Yeah,
we're all.
you're working
I am
with ETI
now,
Sound Systems,
right?
right.
I will now be a part of. The sales of my guitars will be through there. A little different in the.
Well, I
case,
guess it's technically boutique amps distribution.
Yeah, which I don't make amps, but it makes sense anyways.
Yeah.
Every company had to start out with a name, right?
That's right.
So, like in your case, they make a lot of the stuff, a lot of different amps are made in that facility.
Well, they do the assembly for us, for Dave Friedman,
Right.
for Joe Morgan, and there's some others that we can't talk about that are coming
Right.
on board as
Right.
well. So we get this really great synergy
Yes.
of all of us being there. We can share a crew, which means if need be, we can get amps out really fast.
Yeah.
And we also get the buying power together,
Right.
which has proved to be very beneficial for all of us. And so you're going to get some of that synergy.
Yeah, for me it's a little different because
More
I'll
the
be
distribution and
Yeah,
the
I'll be
sales,
making the
yeah.
guitars somewhere else.
Dave Keen.
And we looked at maybe putting the facility inside of the same facility, but there's just not a lot of things that are the same. The CNCs that are used to cut dovetails for
Yeah.
speaker cabinets
Right.
are not really the ones that would be used to make guitar bodies.
Oh no, ours is much
You
too
know?
coarse and rough for what you do.
Yeah.
You need really fine, nice,
Right.
diamond-headed router bits and all this stuff. And
Yeah, so it's a different facility, but yes, a lot of the same commonalities in as far as the distribution goes and things like that.
Right.
But
also, we have giant semi trucks rolling in and out of the building every day.
Right.
That are headed to the largest vendors on the planet.
Right.
Whether it's Guitar Center, Sweetwater, Long and McQuaid's, Thomann in Germany, et cetera.
Well, the semis don't go to Thomann in Germany.
They do. They just get a running start. They get going really fast.
Yeah.
And then they just barely make it. They're just
Right,
underwater
right,
as they're
just
hitting
in
the
time.
shallows
Yeah,
in
big
Hamburg.
splash, yeah.
Yeah, you see this like soaking wet driver
Yeah.
pulling up in Hamburg. I made it.
Yeah, so the big payoff for me was the building materials. Like I just went there yesterday and got a bunch of like 15 different
Why don't you go get some wood?
tops, for my benches, for the workbenches that we're building. I could never.
Yeah, we got more wood than Sherwood Forest.
Yeah.
It's insane. Just the wood area of that building is like what, 20,000 square feet?
Who?
15? Yeah.
His Avi's building?
Yeah, the wood shop.
The wood shop is big, yeah. I would say it's at least that.
15, 20,000 square
Yeah,
feet.
it is giant.
I mean, the two routers are what? They're 20 odd foot tables,
Yeah, they're gigantic.
and they're 4-head
Right,
CNC controlled routers
Right.
with a 20-foot table on it.
right. Again, perfect for dovetails and speaker cabinets and things like that.
Those two
But,
machines together cost more than my first house,
Yes.
and I live in LA.
Right.
Houses are expensive.
Right. It's not Indiana.
Right. Man, I was speaking of which. Oh my God. So my new guitar is coming from Andy Elliott. Have I shown you this?
No.
Remember the blue Strat
Yes.
I told you?
Yeah.
I think it's en route right now. It
Yeah?
might be here this week. And Ron Ellis made the humbucker for it, and Andy made the single coils. And Andy, nicest guy in the world. And he's like, now, Dan, you boys need to move out here to North Carolina. We can get you a place really cheap.
I know.
And I was like, what? Oh, Andy, that's really sweet. The business is out here. I kind of need to be here. But
Right.
he goes, well, now Jason over here just bought him a house down the street with 3 acres on it for $80,000. I'm like, 80 grand? 80 grand?
Yeah, we are fools.
They're out in the middle of nowhere.
That's you know what? I'll make new friends.
I'm telling you, that's Retirementville right there.
That is
Because
so-
he's like an
yeah.
hour south of Greensboro and an hour and a half north of Raleigh, I think.
Yeah.
And Raleigh's like a little Silicon Valley, but $80,000, he got like a 1,500 square foot farmhouse or something.
Right.
With 3 acres.
Right.
For 80 grand. Like, what if you spend 200 grand?
Right. What do you get for that? Yeah, you get the whole town.
You get 20 acres and a barn and a lake.
Yeah,
and
the gas station.
yeah. A barber shop.
Right. Your own hardware store.
Right. Just, oh my God. Haas Thompson says, I was looking into Cuban mahogany for a burst replica.
Oh,
what are
my
Gibson
gosh.
using these days? Well, the burst is a maple top, so.
Right. I don't know what Gibson. I don't know where Gibson is getting their wood, especially based upon some of the troubles that they had over the last couple of years.
I'm sure they have just stocks of
So-
what they can run for years.
Yeah, I mean it's all African mahogany, but that can mean kaya. That can mean, mahogany is. I mean it's jambalaya. I mean it can be anything. There's
it's a pretty indigenous tree around the world.
There are so many, and there's so many. I mean, there's sometimes you can have somebody call something Honduran mahogany because it's a tree that's from the strain of Honduran mahogany, but it's planted somewhere else, right?
It's like Cuban tobacco.
Yeah.
Alex Sorokin says Gibson mahogany is currently Fijian, allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly, right? So that's fine. What I found is if you're going to use something for a solid body guitar,
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, Gibson a lot of times drills them out, hollows them out, hogs them out.
Yeah.
At that point, it's a kind of a different situation.
Sure.
It's nice if you want to know what kind of mahogany that they're building, or that they're building with. But by the time you finish a Les Paul with a bunch of holes or big cavities routed
They've got
into
this
it,
computer design thing to weight relieve them, right?
yes, and so
There's these
sometimes
small
they're
little
even
chambers cut into it.
So sometimes they're even doing it where any piece of mahogany they start with, they want to end with it at a certain weight.
Yeah.
Can't remember if that's on just certain models or whatever, but so they relieve enough until it gets into within a certain poundage. And so what I have found is that it makes, first of all, hollowing out the Les Paul makes it not really sound like a not hollowed Les Paul anyway.
Right.
So if you wanted a 70s Les Paul and it was going to weigh somewhere, if it was going to weigh 9 pounds or if it was going to weigh 12 pounds, it wouldn't matter. The fact that it's solid means that it has a certain kind of sound
Right.
that now kind of goes away when you weight relieve it. That's a discussion for another time.
Well, I think so. Yeah, supposedly they, engineers, whatever, have done it in an intelligent way that has a minimal impact. But
yeah, but you can tell. You
and
can
they
always
seem,
tell.
you can tell, but they seem to have done a pretty good job.
Yes.
Stephen Minskoff, will you be putting this on YouTube? Yes, we will. The last two I didn't because it was just, hey, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year thing. But this one, we're just having a tech talk, and then we're going to get into NAMM here in a minute and do all these. These are good questions. So Alex says it's only the historic custom shop stuff that's Fijian. I have no clue what the standard USA is.
Right. And so to wrap up my little point
go ahead.
was that it's much more important if you're going to build a solid body guitar that you're actually looking at the specific piece. If I say African mahogany,
it can mean anything.
it can mean anything. Right. It can mean all kinds of different densities. Right. And so it's almost like the spec sheet means nothing. Fijian mahogany, whatever. It's like it doesn't even matter.
Well, it's kind of like saying beef.
Yeah, I mean it's like
there's good beef.
What am I looking at?
Beef.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when there's other woods where it's not the same. It's not that way. If you say I have lightweight swamp ash, I always know what that means, and I always know what it means.
Right.
Mahogany, where it came from, it's like I don't, it makes so much more. It's so much more important to me to like take it, knock on it, feel it, check the weight, and decide yes, I'm going to use this piece of wood, or no, I'm not going to use this piece of wood.
Well, it's funny because you mention that because like guitars are so subjective, and even the best guitar maker, yourself included, there's a little bit of variance, guitar to guitar, just because of wood, and only nature controls wood, and you can't you can't factor for that 100%. But because I've had a lot of discussions with a lot of retailers, and amp sales are moving almost exclusively to online. The mom and pop retail store, they don't feel the need to carry a lot of amps, but they have to have the guitars there because whatever the guitar is, a Les Paul or a Strat or whatever, if you've got 5 sitting there, they pretty much feel like different guitars. And even the highest end electrics that I've played, even when I at NAMM, I'll go to Martin's booth or whatever, and they all feel a little different. They all feel good. Just whichever one suits the geometry of your palms or whatever, is what suits you the best. And so we're seeing a lot of music stores that are just becoming exclusively guitar stores, and they have 3 or 4 amps in it just for people to demo the guitars. But then at the same token, online, our vendors that sell online are just killing.
They're blowing
amps.
up, yeah.
I mean, Sweetwater sells like an amp a day for us.
Yeah.
And, Musician's Friend does well. And it's really, the world is changing like that. But I think for guitars, for guys like you, there's always going to be that venue just because wood is so subjective.
Yeah.
This all is loosely related to your point of just because it's X wood doesn't mean that it's good.
Correct.
You have to trust the luthier that he either was able to pick the good pieces out to use, or he was able to work the wood in such a way that he maximized it.
Right.
So just cutting guitars and gluing them together does not ensure.
Right.
And
it's not even to say that, like, you wouldn't even say, like, if you go to a company like Gibson, some of the guitars will be dogs and some of them will be great. I don't even believe that.
No,
I believe
Gibson's
that even
bottom line is pretty good.
Yeah, and I believe even something that somebody might play and be like, oh, I don't like that one. I like this one better. 2 of the same models, right? But this, just because it's different wood or whatever.
Well, there's a millimeter difference on the neck.
Yeah, I think that the thing that this guy thinks is a dog is actually the right guitar for somebody else.
Absolutely. I have so many guys. You've had this. Man, dude, you got to play my Les Paul. It's awesome.
Right.
And you
it's
play
the
it and
best.
you go,
You're like,
oh,
ooh.
yeah, this is neat.
Yeah, it looks good on you.
Yeah, this is great, man.
Yeah, yes, of course your baby is beautiful.
Exactly. That's the cutest kid I've ever seen.
Yeah. There's time there, but for that guy, he's like, I love this guitar.
Because it's just subjective,
and it works for that guy. Yeah. So,
Haas Thompson's asking what you feel about hide glue.
It's over. The shortest answer is overrated.
Too much emphasis placed on it, you think?
Yeah. The differences that the tonal
kind of
differences.
Like picking a wife. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, the tonal differences that hide glue would impart on an acoustic guitar are further down in the noise level. They're lesser. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's nice to be able to warm it up and separate a glue joint if you need a repair.
It's easier to work on, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't also hide glue decompose faster than synthetic glue or whatever.
I believe first of all, I'll preface it. I don't work with hide glue. The fact that I don't work with hide glue means that I won't work with hide glue.
Right.
Hide glue is just like a fretting technique. It's just like, a neck carving method. You either went down that path and now you are good at using it, or you didn't, like me. And so I would feel almost inauthentic if I came out with a hide glue model next year.
Right.
Unless it turned out that somebody used to work for another large manufacturer, and now they work for me, and they bring that skill set
right.
in.
They bring that experience.
Yeah, and then maybe we say, okay, sure, let's do it.
Yeah.
But I believe in science. I believe in advancements. I like today's glues.
Well, in my world, we have that discussion a lot about transformers.
Yeah.
Paper bobbin versus plastic.
Right.
And, every smart engineer that I talk to says there's absolutely no difference. That you just design that if you want a sound and a performance, you design it around the bobbin.
Yeah.
It's fine. Plastic, if you make the exact same transformer, a paper bobbin and a plastic bobbin will be different.
Yes.
But if you're designing for a goal,
right,
you can hit that goal with a paper bobbin or a plastic bobbin.
Right.
It just means maybe a few less turns or a little less tension.
Yeah.
Because the paper will give a little bit and the plastic won't. So you put a little less tension on the plastic bobbin.
Right. Right.
It just,
right.
There's 10 ways to make them indecipherable.
Yes.
Whether you measure it on a scope or whatever. That's what all the engineers tell me, and that's what I found in my own experience. However, there's a whole bunch of guys that will just swear up and down, swear on their mother's grave that a paper bobbin sounds better.
Right.
And then you ask them, have you ever made the same transformer with a paper bobbin and a plastic bobbin and compared them side by side? Right. They'll say, no, but I read an article on the internet.
Right.
Where this guy who made amps 40 years ago says that he believes the paper bobbin's better. Right. And I think hide glue kind of falls into that thing. Well, but could you tell a difference in a guitar if you had one made with hide glue and one with regular glue?
You can, but I'm going to preface it by saying that you can in a Martin style guitar. Mm-hmm. So the fact that now I've deviate from all of the things. Here's how I would put it. If somebody's making a pre-war Martin style guitar, those kinds of things become more important to them. Mm-hmm. Much like if somebody is making a vintage PAF, then butyrate bobbins, this maple spacer, all of those things become important if your goal is to completely recreate the past in every way. Right. I'm already not doing that. I'm already making a guitar that comes at the sound, tries to get the sounds we want to hear in our head.
Well, yours is definitely an evolution
by using a different method. And so a Falbo
guitar bridge thing by itself, you're not making a vintage guitar.
Correct. So a Falbo guitar that all of a sudden switches to hide glue, is that an improvement? I haven't tried it, so I can't give you the answer, but if I'm going to take a guess, I'm going to say no, because I have a tight dovetail, a hand-fit tight dovetail joint, and the way that
your work, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and the way that I'm bringing the vibrations into the top and making them work, I honestly do not feel that it would be worth it or that there's a point of advantage.
No benefit to doing it.
Right, but at the same time, if I were starting a side business and trying to sell you a pre-war Martin-style instrument, then I would be somewhat hypocritical if I said to you, oh, I just use Franklin Tight Bond, I don't use hide glue. It's like, no, you better think about it then.
Take care, Mark.
If you're going to make those claims,
Yeah, well, I actually like designing amp around current tubes or NOS tubes. That's right.
Right.
It's just, we get into that conversation a lot of cloning. And cloning makes sense if you're going to put old tubes in it.
Right.
And you're going to regulate the wall current coming out of your wall at 113 volts or something. Because even an old amp plugged into the wall now doesn't sound the same as it did back then.
Right.
65 tubes. That's all on hold right now, Andre. I got to have the time to go out and round up the money. So if you know anybody that's got $10 million.
Is that all?
To start.
And how big is the entire tube amp industry? $10 million?
No. It's about it's in the mid-20s right now, but I think it could be a whole lot bigger if there were tubes available for other applications besides guitar amps that were affordable and realistic.
True.
But that's a whole nother conversation. Yeah. Frank, where can I try one of your acoustics?
Well, it's about to get, the list of places is about to get a lot larger, hopefully, now with this distribution deal that we're talking about. Right now, there's probably just a few places that have them in stock. Santa Barbara Guitar Bar in California.
Right.
Music Zoo in New York. I don't know where, do you know where Wagster is?
Well, actually, you're in Maryland, right?
Okay.
Can you get up to...
Music Zoo.
Music Zoo's out on Long Island, right?
Yeah. So for Music Zoo, I'm about ready to ship them a couple of more guitars, so they would have one of each, actually. They'll have the Jumbo, Dreadnought, Grand Auditorium, and Parlor.
Heading to New York City. Well, hopefully the George Washington
In 2
Bridge
weeks.
is open as you go through Jersey.
That was years ago.
Just an easy joke.
Yeah. So, yes, if you're headed over there, I will make sure I will make certain that all 4 instruments are there, unless somebody buys one. That's my commitment to you.
Okay. Well, that's pretty big.
Yeah. I will make sure that they are shipped to them. Yeah, so you'll have
Short bus.
one of each one.
Is my new whiskey ready yet? Well, the little whiskey will be released at NAMM. And I thought about plugging it in today, but I lent almost all of my gear last night to Lady Antebellum.
Aw.
I've still got a whiskey and a 412 over there and a whiskey 212. I guess we could have pulled it off.
Yeah.
Lady Antebellum took all my gear for some show. I don't know what it is. I get all these mixed up. The CMAs, the ACMs, the Country Music Association.
Right, the NCAAs.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Whatever it is. Yeah.
But I gave them 2 amps and 2 cabs, and I got a call last night. Hey, can we get a couple more cabs? Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So they cleaned me out.
They deserve it.
Yeah, I mean, they are the cerebral end of the country music world, and
Right.
I like being associated with them.
Right. Anytime an amp is got music coming out of it, instead of sitting not making music come out of it, it's a win.
Well, they don't write songs about pickup trucks.
Right.
They don't write songs about tight jeans on girls.
Right.
They don't write songs about drinking.
Not that there's anything wrong with all of that,
No, that's all good
but
stuff.
it's nice to have variety.
It seems to be the main subject matter of what's going on in country music these days. I'm going to get in the truck and bring over a bottle of whiskey, and
Right.
you're going to have them tight jeans on, and
Right.
one thing leads to another, and we're living in a trailer park with 3 illegitimate kids.
Yeah.
Slim. Yeah, you know Slim? Slim's a great guitar player. Jason Gamble is his name. Everybody calls him Slim because he's literally 6'8" and probably 180 pounds. You dissing on Conway? No, man. Conway was real country music. Come on, dude. Give me Conway, George Jones, Johnny Cash, all that stuff. I'm down.
Yeah.
But just one song after another. Hey, baby, put on them tight jeans. I'm going to bring over some whiskey in my truck.
Yeah.
You're like, God, dude, seriously?
Well, some of it is getting really difficult.
I guess they got a name for that now. They call it bro country.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say names Florida Georgia Line because that would be rude.
That would be rude.
It would be very inappropriate,
Yeah.
Jason Aldean, because I don't want to say things like that.
No, you shouldn't.
No, that would be...
But I'm glad you didn't. You know what I mean? It's
restraint is what I'm all about.
Yeah.
That's Luke Bryan. That's what I'm saying is that I don't want to throw people in a river like that.
No, especially those 3.
Well, I just don't think it's country music.
It's just a new thing.
It's
you know what I mean?
it's bad Def Leppard.
Don't say bad.
No, I didn't mean bad in the negative sense of the
okay.
word.
All
I
right.
just mean bad in by Def Leppard standards. It wouldn't have made the record.
I understand now. I think. Yeah.
If I were to say bro country,
Let's call it secondhand Def Leppard. Right?
second rate. Def Leppard with banjo.
Hand-me-downs. Yeah.
Not enough country tunes about cosmology these days. Yeah, or astrology.
yeah.
I think I want to hear some country music about your being a Virgo or whatever.
Yeah. And it's got to be a truck always? I mean, what you never fixed the Toyota Corolla?
Yeah.
Like you're never out there working?
Everyone drives a pickup truck in the South. Having lived in the South, I can tell you, every person, even my grandmother, drove a pickup truck.
Right.
And even she wore tight jeans.
Yeah. It's
And-
never let me pick you up in my Fiat. You know.
I know lots of people in the South that have an Accord. It's like the stereotype is insulting, I think, and it's pandering to sort of this fantasy of Southern life that doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's the
they're
part
very
that's
normal
a little,
people.
That's the part that's a little confusing to me. Is that it seems some lyrics would or some marketing would be condescending to the target audience.
Well, I think they're trying.
It caricaturizes.
It's this fantasy where the South is all a scene from Little Abner.
Yeah.
And there's nothing but buxom girls wearing short shorts and tight jeans,
Right, like
and
Dukes of Hazzard.
muscular guys with the sleeves cut off and wearing a big hat and bringing over a bottle of liquor.
Yeah.
That's just not what life in the South is about.
Right.
That's not what it is, and it's sort of a stereotype that's kind of crazy. But Falbo, Boul signed even. What's that?
What is he? Wait, what did he say? What is
Off
this?
into the studio at the end of February. If you'll send me a
send me
Falbo,
a
Boul
color
color
bender.
bender,
Right.
I give you my word, it'll be on the record.
Oh,
well, you can
that's
buy
sweet.
them right now.
Right, true.
In
I think
England,
did he
Hoss.
say no? He said somewhere before that he couldn't find one. He still couldn't find one.
No, John
If you
Priest
scroll down.
at Peach Guitars and the guys at Guitar UK all have them.
Yeah, scroll down.
Are you having a hard time finding one, Hoss? If you do, it's because it's sold out.
Keep going.
Really?
I
didn't
thought
see
he said.
that.
There it is.
Oh, still don't have a color bender. Still none in the UK. Oh. Well, you know what? Let's figure that out.
Yeah.
Hoss, call. It's not too... Yeah, it is too late. Call Peach Guitars first thing in the morning.
That's an order.
Jan Vandal says, are you insinuating that LA is more than leather, Harleys, and hum single
No.
strats?
No, actually not.
No, there's more to it than that. There's more to it than that.
Right. Junkies.
Yeah, hookers. Drive-by shootings.
Yeah.
You ever see there was some comedian used to make fun of remember the intro to the Beverly Hillbillies?
Yeah.
Swimming pools, movie stars, hookers, junkies, gang wars.
Yeah. Yeah, they
Listen to my story about a man named Jed.
Yeah, they definitely put whitewashed it.
And the Palomino's gone. The Palomino used to be right around the corner up here. Now it's an Armenian dinner theater place.
Really?
Yeah.
Dinner theater? Armenian dinner
Yeah,
theater.
the Armenian community, they have these dinner theater halls.
Wow.
I guess that was popular in Armenia, where they go there for dinner and there's just a show going on. It's like a review thing.
Wow.
And it's every night, and you can just go there and eat dinner, and they just got a stage show going on, which I think is kind of neat, actually. But that's what the old Palomino Club. You think about, Elvis Presley played there. Jerry Lee Lewis played there. Little Richard played there.
Wow.
Chuck Berry played there. Going back that far.
Yeah.
And
That's a lot of statutory rape.
there's a whole lot of laws broken there.
In
Definitely.
one-
A whole lot of young girls getting treated poorly. And but you think about also the sweat and the DNA that's on that stage.
No, I don't even want to think about
And,
it. My left toe is going to get pregnant with an alien
Yeah,
baby.
you'll get pregnant just going on the stage. Whoops! Whoa,
No.
what's that? Ooh, I feel sick.
I'll have cauliflower toe.
And now it's like girls wearing feathered headdresses doing a little dance.
Yeah.
And the world has changed. The world has changed.
Yeah.
Day ruined, Itchy Bro said. I played the Palomino when I was 21. Good times. Yeah, it's a cool place. I mean, man, Johnny Cash, everybody played there.
Yeah.
Buck Owens, all that stuff. It's just a grass on the wicket. Let's play cricket. Oh, God.
Okay.
All right.
You don't have to read every one of them.
To everyone from the FCC watching this.
Yeah. You don't have to read them all out loud.
Yeah, it didn't occur to me until I got halfway through.
Yeah.
I was literally, what's he writing?
Yeah.
Do the Fishmans need the battery pack? Firebird?
No, they can run on a
We were
normal.
talking about that when you were here.
they can run on a 9-volt, but the battery pack is just cool. It's just awesome.
Is that a rechargeable thing?
Yeah, it's
lithium.
It's you plug it in it's like a phone charger, it's a micro USB or something like that, and several hundred hours recharges in an hour or two. So
Right.
you just plug it in after
You
your
can play
sound
4 or
check.
5 gigs with it.
At least, yeah.
Yeah.
Just like I said, you can plug it in after your sound check and know that you're topped off by the time that you get it back on stage.
Yeah.
But so I would always recommend it, but it's not necessary. That's why they sell them separately.
Yeah.
It costs money.
It's an optional thing.
Yeah.
How much is that battery pack?
I want to say they were around 100.
Oh, okay. So
Maybe
it's not cheap, but it's not crazy.
maybe it's that it retails at 100 and it's 70 something. I don't know off the top of my
street
head, but
price is 25% off.
yeah, it's totally reasonable. You know, when you think I'm never gonna have to like open up my guitar and change the batteries, like on a Strat.
Could you like plug your iPhone in and get a charge off of it?
I don't think so, but I think only because it doesn't run in that direction.
It's not two-way.
Yeah, but the
Bidirectional.
right, but it's in a Strat, if you got to take the pick guard off to get to the 9-volt, like what a pain in the neck. So the one that's attached to a tram cavity cover, that's just awesome.
You know, Bob, well, his nickname on here is the Grelly, right? He makes those guitars. He said he just bought the Fishmans, I think after watching you.
Oh, right.
And he got the battery pack in the Strat, and he said he's extremely happy.
Yes. No, it's very cool. You can use it with other pickups too. It's just 9 volts, so you can use it with the MGs or the Blackouts or something. But the trem cavity cover is like normal trem cavity cover. It's just normal. It's not like way oversized.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just to change the subject.
Yeah.
Dwight was married to Rosie. I thought Rosie was married to what's his name? That plays with Dwight. I'm blanking on his name now. Rockabilly King of L.A. So I sat in with his band in the 80s and had a bad experience. What's his name? Oh, well, never mind. Yeah, Rosie Flores still got a crush on her 30 years later. Not Pete Anderson. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, there it is. It's awesome. Being lazy, I thought of having to take apart the guitar to change out a 9-volt was an anathema, which is true.
Yes.
Not Pete Anderson, dark-haired guy.
That narrows it down.
Because Pete Anderson's a blues guy now. I mean, he only played rockabilly with Dwight.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Why am I blanking on this, guys? I love.
Because you're old. That's why.
I love middle age, man.
Yeah.
This happens to me once a week now, where it's like,
Yeah. That's just funny.
if I say his name anyway, and he plays with Rosie Flores right now. I have to look it up almost. But dark-haired guy always wears a goatee. Plays bass now with Rosie, but he used to play guitar.
It's all right.
Not Dwayne Jarvis. No, not George Bush Jr. Anyway, that was a cool scene at the Palomino. All right, we digress here. And we were talking about Fishman Pickups. Which are now, what was your role in that? You know, because I was telling him I thought you had a lot to do with it, but I didn't know the exact details.
Yeah. So I was highly aware of this technology. Very, very aware of this technology
Just to back up there for a second, can you explain, like in layman terms, what the Fishman pickup is? Because it's not just a magnet with copper windings. Right?
No, it kind of still is, but you're correct. In a normal pickup, you wind it, it goes down and up and down and up and down and up, and the windings that are down towards the bottom are not as productive as the ones that are up towards the top, towards the string.
Towards the magnetic field.
Right.
Yeah.
What these guys did, the technology innovators, they said, let's build it in layers. It's very, very thin, like wafer thin PCB material, stacked up in layers, each with its own coil printed on it, right? So there's it's like a 48-layer PCB, extremely thin, and the coil layers are laid up linearly, okay? And so when you do that, you are now free from things like all the distributed capacitance that's built up in a wire-wound coil. Well, what does that mean? Basically, it means that I have none of the drawbacks that are associated with making a wire-wound coil. I have 100% consistency. It's the same every time.
Right.
And then we say things like, oh, but drawbacks, like from a PAF or a JB or whatever, the drawbacks are what make them awesome. No, I get it. You're right.
Right. Well, there's
but
more
I can make that.
You can
in other words,
that, yeah.
I can go back in and give us that with the magnetic circuit and just by the way that we treat the signal. So basically what I'm getting is the best, cleanest picture we've ever taken of what the string is doing. It's entirely phase linear. There's not unwanted comb filtering from the distributed capacitance it's building up. There's not unwanted high frequency loss. So in what we know of when we make wire wound pickups is generally if I want to overwind a pickup to make it sound bassier, I don't just get the bassier or the mid-range. I hack off the treble.
Right.
I mean, it's
sacrifice.
Everything is a sacrifice. It's like squeezing one end of a balloon and something pops up here.
Yeah.
So that's why there's 8 billion pickups out there, is because they all are attempting to do one thing without losing too much of the other thing. I want to be loud, but I don't want to lose treble. I want to be trebly, but I don't want to lose this. I want to be this, but I don't want that. And so generally we like pickups. We like the way that pickups sound when they're underwound. We just want more output and oomph, so then we overwind them, but then we lose this other stuff.
Right.
So this pickup basically gives me a blank slate to create whatever I want to create. And when I'm done, it sounds like a more high def, more articulate, much more tonally dense. I know that's a bad word. Like, people freak out when I use the term like tone density, but there's much more information in it than whatever the passive counterpart of a pickup is that I'm trying to sort of live in the headspace of.
Right.
And so when it comes to a pickup like a JB, they've been making JBs for 35 years. There's some from the 80s that just sound really awesome. They have butyrate bobbins, they have rough cast magnets, and maybe they sound awesome because they're 30-some years old right now.
Right.
I don't
aged
know.
well. Yeah.
Right. All I know is it doesn't sound like the one that I get off the shelf today when I put it in there.
Right.
I can target that specific butyrate double cream bobbin JB from 1979 and hit that ball out of the park and ignore the sound of, let's say, one brand new one that's coming off the shelf.
It's too fresh.
I don't have I don't have the inconsistency problems. I have none of that.
Right.
So my role was basically being aware of this technology, bringing it over to Fishman, where their R&D team is just amazing. They're super nice people.
They've got some background over there.
They've got the background. Yeah, it's not like working with guys who have been, tinkering with
It's not
electronics.
3 guys in a garage and a few scopes.
Yeah, exactly. No, they have a lot of experience in this realm. And so then after that, my role is partial product development, project management, things like that, but also voicing them, being heavily involved in how to make them sound the way they sound.
Yeah.
That's the magnetic circuits, the types of magnets used, how the blades are, whether pole pieces or blades or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't take credit for it. It's a big team.
Well, you're part of that team.
Yeah, and those guys are really smart. But when you get all the heads together, we just hit it out of the park. There's some stuff they never would have known if I wasn't able to tell them, and then there's some stuff that I couldn't do if we didn't have their brains in the technology side.
Yeah, that's right. Well, what I've heard so far has been surprising, because I got to admit, when you first brought me the pickup, I was very skeptical. Like, okay, Frank, this is some dweeb project you're working on.
right. It's like nerd pickups.
And then I went,
hey.
clang. I went, oh, okay, wait, hold on a second. Oh, that's really good, especially the single coils. I was just like, those are pretty darn sweet.
Yeah, and quiet.
Yeah, dead quiet.
Right.
I mean, it's not like they're quiet.
No, it's like negative noise.
They don't make noise.
Yeah.
Quiet means there's not much noise.
Right.
Quiet means it's low level noise.
Right.
These are just.
I mean, the
silent.
single coils are hum canceling. Of course, the humbuckers are hum canceling. But the one coil by itself, like when I take the humbucker and put it in single coil mode, that's the other point. The pickup, it's the coil itself stacked up in layers like that, very thin. It's not a large antenna. It's really, really stinking quiet as a single coil.
Well, I've heard them in here, so we're running like Fresnel lights on regulators that are just close to the output.
There's a Tesla
AC.
coil off camera that you can't see.
It's
exactly.
Basically, there's a person with a drill. This is the noisiest room. When I have all the lights on, and we got CFLs all over us, which spit out, lots of noise, and everything's loud in here just because of the show rig, and that's we were playing Year Strat through an open chassis. Which is inherently really noisy.
Oh yeah, it wasn't even in a box.
It was an open chassis, which even in a dead quiet room, an open chassis in LA. You got to understand, in LA we have more wires. There's Burbank Airport right there, the Van Nuys Airport right there, cell towers like a forest out here. This is a noisy, noisy city. And then the AC power that comes out of the walls in LA is astonishingly noisy because of the population density and the infrastructure and everything. So when you have an open chassis in the city, it's louder than hell.
Yeah.
And It was dead quiet.
Yeah, these pickups, they're just not paying attention to noise. You know,
Right.
there's just not enough real estate for them to matter.
Yeah.
But the sound is so big. You know.
Yeah, it's really
just
cool. It's
so
very
big.
impressive.
Yeah. There's so much coming out of those things. I mean, I obviously have had the opportunity to listen to all of the raw feeds. You know what I mean? Like when we're creating the sounds, I can shut off the filtering and just listen to what we have.
Right.
And it's like, I mean, it's information overload. You know.
So Joe Riggio is asking, we have samples at NAMM. I think Fishman will.
Yes, they've been out for a year. There's new stuff coming out, like a 7-string version of the
gonna do a
humbuckers
P90.
and stuff at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like P90s, tellies, those aren't on display at this NAMM show. But they're somebody else was at Grelly was
Yeah,
asking.
Bob's asking.
They're on the way. That'll be the first development project we embark upon, probably right after NAMM.
Oh, so Joe Riggio said he's a Fishman dealer. So
Yeah.
he's going to go there and check them out.
Yeah, so check out, they have, they'll have obviously the 2 humbucker sets, the Strat set, and then the 7 strings will be on display as well. I don't want to put too much out there, but you can imagine how insanely amazing these things sound under a set of bass strings. All of the frequency content is there. Like I said, it's everything that you want to be there.
You know, I had a weird thought about those one time. You know, the, what do you call them? Little Wurlitzer type pianos that have the little mini strings, the tines.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
I thought, well, a pickup underneath that would be very interesting. But anyway, so speaking of NAMM, let's drill down on NAMM. So at NAMM,
Oh, yeah. You will be able to play and see
come by NAMM
these
and come by and
beauties.
see the Calabusto, El Busto del Caloro, El Fascia del Caloro,
Right. Is that what it is?
El Bendero Caloro.
I don't think it's Bendero.
Pendeco. The color Pendeco.
Right.
We have all of our pedals there.
Yep.
That Frank and I worked on together, which I'm very proud of. And the first initial sales have been great. I just got our numbers for November when we released them like a week into November.
Yeah.
And they're good.
Good.
Like, good. I went to pick up my check, for Christmas and went, oh, what's all this about? And pedals, baby, pedals.
Right.
So they're getting a lot of traction and they're doing really well. But if you're going to be at NAMM, and Joe, of course, you can always leave a guitar in our booth. There's going to be a few guys' guitars there. I'm just fair warning.
Okay.
Andy Elliott's bringing a couple over. Ron Ellis is bringing a couple with some examples of his pickups. Joe Riggio's guitars will be there, and somebody else. But we're going to have a great selection of guitars. Mm-hmm. Just to rub salt in the... Haas, call John Priest right now.
Right.
Order one online or go to Guitar UK. I think you can actually click and buy one. So yeah, Joe, you'll be in good company, definitely. Juega, Spanish for bender.
Okay.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, I need to have Spanish names for these. I was just doing Spanglish joke names, sorry.
Right.
Bill Studio, bring back the day when I took Sid in NAMM. I don't know what that means. Are you talking about when you took acid?
Maybe.
Oh, I'm getting a call from North Carolina right now. This might be Andy Elliott. I have to answer this.
Oh, yeah.
65 amps. Hey, Jason, I'm just talking about you guys on the show right now. Yeah, you want to go on speaker and say hi to everybody? Hold on one second. Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Barr from Elliott Guitar. Say hi, Jason.
Hey, everybody.
Are you calling with good news about my guitar?
Talk about your new guitar, man.
Man, I was just telling everybody it's going to be there at the NAMM show.
It is. It'll be in your hands before then, though.
I know. Is it on its way?
Not yet. I haven't been able to turn loose of it yet. It sounds too good. I have to put it through its paces a little bit.
So that means you're going to send it express then, right?
That's right. It'll be road one when you get get it. There you go.
I thought that's great. I keep getting these calls from Andy and from Jason, right? Jason's Andy's right-hand man at Elliott Guitars. And I get a call from Jason going, man, your new guitar is great. Like, I can't stop playing it. I love it. And I'm going to play it in church and like the whole thing. And then I get a call from Andy, man, I'm loving this guitar. I really didn't want to make it because it's not my thing, but I'm playing it all the time. And then I get a picture from Jason of Andy playing it in his church.
Yeah, I didn't get to play any that Sunday. I was hoping I'd get to, but that didn't happen.
That's hilarious.
I tell you what, Ron Ellis just did a phenomenal job with that, with the damn Boul humbucker there.
Yeah, that's right. You guys were raving about it, so I'm excited. I talked to Ron yesterday, and he was, Ron's always humble. He said, well, I was just trying to do this and do that and do this. And
Ron's just a genius.
Yeah, so Ron's coming. Ron's going to be on the show next week.
Oh, that's awesome.
And now, next week is the Wednesday before NAMM, right? No, 2 weeks. 2 weeks, Ron will be here.
Yeah.
Ron will be here. Actually, the Boul bucker. Actually, they've been calling it, the joking name for the humbucker and the guitar is the Hollywood Boul.
That's the name. I think it's going to stick.
Is that what you guys are going to name it?
I think that's going to be it.
As a model? That's hilarious. I don't know if I'm embarrassed or proud. Yeah. The Hollywood.
I'll tell you what, after you hear it, I think you'll be proud.
Oh no, I just mean that my name's on it. It's a little prideful to have your name on something like that.
I agree.
We could just spell it B-U-L-L.
Yeah, the Hollywood Boul. Oh, I get it. No, that's what half my family calls me back in Missouri, the Hollywood Boul.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but what type of guitar is it? It's a Strat with a hum single, but it has a very unique bridge, and it has Andy and Jason's TLC built into it. I called Andy once. I used to have this old Strat that was cut up, and it was an early 60s, Strat. Was it Daphne blue? Is that the color? I can't remember what it is, the light blue color. Daphne blue, and someone had already put a humbucker in it when I bought it, and it was beat up, and the paint was chipped off of it, and had cigarette burns, and and so I cut a Floyd Rose into it, crudely, like with a chisel. And I loved that guitar so much, and then I moved to LA in '86, and everyone had Charvels and Jacksons, and I was embarrassed of my old beat up Strat, so I sold it for probably a few $100. And then I saw a picture of something really similar to it, and I mentioned it to Andy, and he thought it'd be a fun project.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the cool thing about this guitar is it really does. And you can definitely do the whole heavy metal thing, like Dan's past days. But the cool thing, it just sounds phenomenal, clean. It's got so much clarity. All the pickups in it are unpotted, so it's got way more. It's got a really cool vibe to it, and it's just so versatile. Especially the way those single coils that we made goes with Ron's humbucker. It just really, really shines.
Right. So I'm getting some questions here on the show. Yeah, you're correct, Hoss. There is no Floyd Rose on it, but there is a.
No, we use a Super V tremolo.
Super V trim, right?
Yep.
Which has like a Teflon coated fulcrum, and
it's got the Teflon strip. Instead, take a look at them. They're really cool. They really stay in tune. It keeps pressure on the strings across the saddles. They really, really work well. Yeah. Best thing we found so far. That's for sure.
Yeah. So
and they have a really good sound.
21st century version of a tremolo that stays in tune.
Yeah. But they don't look 21st century. They really look vintage. They do a really good job keeping them looking, like a classic Strat tremolo.
Right.
So yeah, I really dig them. They sound good. They work fantastic.
So I'm so excited about this, and it's such a cool collaboration guitar. We've got you guys, we've got Ron Ellis, you got my silly input on it, and it should just be. I can't tell you how excited I am about it.
Andy, I was playing with Andy on Sunday, and he was playing through an Empire, and boy, that thing sounded good.
Oh, nice.
And I've been playing through my Stone Pony, and I got to play it on one song, and it really, really sounds good.
Nice.
I love the way it's wired. Is I guess it's kind of like the Hendrix thing. The bottom tone knob is the volume knob for the neck pickup.
Right.
So I love running the bridge pickup and the neck pickup together.
Yeah.
That is just a killer sound.
Yeah, you can run all three if you want that way.
You can run all three. Yeah, I've done that. It really, really sounds good. Lots of clarity, but it's a mean machine. Really friendly with your volume knob too. You can really control it.
Yeah, that's what Andy was saying. No matter where you've got it, you can roll it back and it cleans up just beautifully.
It really does. Really happy with it.
Very fun. Well,
One of my favorite guitars in a while.
you guys heard it here. You can call Andy Elliott and order the Hollywood Boul.
Hollywood Boul. I love it.
What would the retail price be on the Hollywood Boul?
I have no idea, but it's probably going to be a lot with your name attached to it.
Oh, I know. I don't know. There's no license fee for that one. That one's a gift. That one's a...
I really don't know. We really don't know yet. This is the first one, and we're just finishing it up. So I should have all that information here in the next week. Actually, get ready for NAMM.
Yeah, very cool. Well, cool, Jason. I'll tell you what. I'm going to jump back to the show, and then I'll give you a call this afternoon. We'll get caught up. Okay.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks, Dan.
All right, guys. Take care.
See ya.
All right. Bye-bye.
Now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Now back to this message from our sponsors, Dove Soap. Anyway, what's that? They're not a sponsor anymore? What?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ivory.
And yes, Mercury Magnetics output jack. Yeah, no, I like to use oil caps in my Strats. And the one that's available now is that Russian one that's everywhere. That's really nice, I think. I prefer oil caps or a vintage, Sprague, which I have a bunch of those too. They sound pretty good. It is a floating bridge. I've seen pictures of it work, and basically the fulcrum point is not the plate of the bridge. There's a Teflon coated strip in the middle, and the saddle's fulcrum on that. And then when you lift it up, the saddles don't let go of the strings.
Right.
So you have solid contact, and so you can play it all the way down. But anyway, so it's 1:15. We're probably getting close to the end. So let's finish up with NAMM. So the NAMM booth, we're going to be in Hall B. I can't remember the number, but you won't miss us.
5952.
5952, that's right. I remember that. As I just said, I didn't remember it.
Right.
But now I remember it. You won't miss our booth because it looks like a giant 65 amp.
Yep.
Next to us is going to be our good friend Dave Friedman, who will be have his own booth. It looks like a big Friedman amp as well. Frank Falbo is going to be sort of in between those two areas with his guitars.
Yeah.
And then hopefully
on the side of your amp.
Right. Yeah, you're up against our wall.
Hanging
right?
on the, yeah.
And then hopefully you'll be able to come and play some 65s while you're there.
Yeah.
And Peter will be there this year, sort of part-time. He's got a lot of commitments during NAMM, but Peter Stroud is coming in. So please come by and say hello to Mr. Peter. And what else is going on? Joe Morgan is going to be in the area, Bruce Egnater,
right.
Reinhold Bogner, and maybe a couple other people that I'm not sure I should say out loud yet because I'm not 100% sure they're there.
Correct.
But it's going to be, Namubu will be there. Actually, yeah, you should go see the guys at Namubu. They're down in Hall E this year. And the Volume Police, but we have our booth. You've seen the picture, my Facebook picture. That's me laughing at the sound control guys. Hopefully Randall will not be across the street. You know what? I had a good conversation with the guys at Randall last year, and they were complete gentlemen about it. So we had the Frank discussion, not the Frank Falbo discussion.
No.
The, hey man, that was some serious bullshit discussion.
Yeah.
And
the Frank discussion looks a little different.
yeah.
The Frank Falbo discussion.
Yeah, yours would have been violent.
No.
But they were great. So we have an understanding that's not going to be a problem this year.
Yeah.
So,
if I was involved, there's a lot of hey and a lot of come on.
Yeah. Hey, what the?
Come on.
Oh, hey,
Hey.
lots of vowels.
Come on.
Lots of just random vowels.
Right. But somehow at the end of the discussion, everything is resolved.
Right.
Come on. Hey.
So Solvation is saying Numubu will be in Hall E, booth 1597.
Okay.
And then also, as you guys know, I'm going to be doing some work with Numubu. So if anybody wants to like do a show like this or get some broadcasting going to promote your brand, talk to me about it.
Now, is Numubu, will they be doing sort of the traveling around the show floor with their own content? Like, hey, look at what, we found this, we found that?
I'm not sure. That's a good question.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to ask it live, but,
yeah,
you know, is it that, or is it more like, no, make your content and then put it on Numubu? You know?
I think that's really more what they're going for.
Right. They're not doing the traveling reporter thing. You know, we're here at this booth to see what they have brand new.
No, because their thing is more about offering the platform for getting your content out, whatever that content might be. Like, for me, my content is marketing and branding, you know, and this direct connection with users.
Yeah.
For some people, it might be, hey, I write songs, or I make pedals, or I produce records. I want to show you what I do.
I sand guitar necks all day.
Right. Or, you know, I'm a funny guy, you know, whatever it might be.
What, like how? Funny how?
Well, funny, haha. Not funny, ooh.
Am I a clown?
As in, that's funny.
Am I a clown to you?
Yeah. What, you calling me funny? You think I'm funny?
Yeah.
Joe Pesci.
Right.
What am I, fucking clown you? Hey!
Yeah.
Sorry.
I gotcha.
That's right. Exactly. Well, anyway, many people are asking to stream shows at their booths. Yeah, you know, I think that one of the main drawbacks to doing that at NAMM is the internet bandwidth.
Yeah.
You have to have quite a lot of bandwidth to do it.
Yeah.
And I know the internet that we rent from NAMM is not particularly hot.
Right.
And it's also choked up a lot.
Yeah. It's probably better to just record something and then put it out.
Yeah,
you know,
I think.
Record something and upload it. Right?
Upload it,
and then
right.
You're not,
so it's an hour later,
Yeah.
you know, kind of thing. But the internet NAMM, when we pay for it, it's supposed to be like, it's 2 meg or something.
Right.
And then the upload speed is like 300K.
Right.
And we're lucky to get
But it's union internet, so like it takes a 15-minute break every hour.
Right. It's off for 20 minutes an hour. It has a 2-hour lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought I was going to be able to put data up on the, whoa, pal, hey.
Oh yeah,
that was but I'm paying by the day.
But yeah, and I'm paying 10 times the market value for it as well. All right, for to have a 2 meg internet connection for 4 days, I'm paying like $300.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I have bars, but nothing's happening. Hey.
Yeah.
We're taking a break. Right.
When will the last 2 shows be awesome? One, I'll probably post them. They were just us saying hi at Christmas and New Year's, and nothing other than just serious goof off stuff. But this show will be up hopefully within 48 hours. So I'll have it up for you. I just got to take it home and edit it and render it and, you know, do all the stuff. And it's a little bit of work.
Yeah.
That oftentimes I don't get a couple hours to sit down uninterrupted and do my thing. I know, it sucks. It really sucks. But I'm a victim. I just want you to know. I'm a victim. The world is against me, and everything's unfair.
Yeah.
And it's because I have
I hate to say it.
I have long hair.
I hate to say it, but it is tough to edit videos while you're ovulating. So
How true.
I can understand.
No larger truth has been spoken than that. I can't argue with that. All I have to say to that is touche, sir. Touche.
Luckily, soon you'll hit menopause, and then it won't be a problem.
No. I'm having a hot flash right now. Yes, I'm going to have some chamomile tea and some me time.
With a nice blanket.
Oh, my God. That was good. That was so good. Well played, Frank. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. I wasn't going to use the word mangina because that would be rude. That would just, you can't say those things when you're broadcasting,
I agree.
Frank.
I agree. And I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah, I would never say mangina on the show.
Yeah.
That would just... I'd be so embarrassed if people saw this.
Yeah, watching a Lifetime movie.
Yeah, we're watching a Lifetime movie. Where you been, Mr. Man? Where you been out with all your friends?
Right.
Who see the comedian that used to do the bit about that? Like, It's a good thing Jesus wasn't married.
Oh, yeah.
Like he leaves on a Friday with 12 of his friends.
Yeah.
Comes back on Monday looking like hell.
Right. Right. Dirty.
How do you explain that, right?
Right.
As a bartender once said to my drummer after he ordered an old fashioned, would you like a warm washcloth and a couple of Midol with that? Yeah, that was Sam Kinison, right? Firebird Bob remembers.
Yeah.
Yes. And Sam Kinison used to be a preacher. That's what made it so funny.
Yeah.
But workflow edit. You know, I use Adobe Premiere, and there's this other one I'm trying, iSky, but strangely enough, I think I'm just going to do it in iMovie for now because it's just so much work editing video.
Yeah. Anything you can do to make it easier.
Yeah. If you want to get a really, really pristine looking nice video, you got to do it in Premiere because there's all these parameters you can set for the depth of the rendering and how many passes it does. And, you know, so it comes out looking really, and color correction, which none of the other software has.
Right.
But boy, does that takes a long time.
Right. Yeah, if you had color correction, people would realize that we're actually African American.
Final Cut, yeah, you know, I don't exactly. Yeah, we are exactly. I'm afraid of cops in East St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah.
Easy to use. I don't have Final Cut, but I should get it. Final Cut Pro is the boy. Yeah, I know.
Do it.
Frank Bonix. Hey, oh, E, ah,
Hey,
oh, A, E,
come on.
I, O, U. Ah.
Yeah.
It's a good Italian northern thing. It's just vowels.
Yeah.
Just vowels.
Yeah.
Well,
But it gets things done.
hey,
I'll tell you that right
oh,
now. Okay?
hey.
Stuff gets done. That's all I'm saying.
U, A-I-O-U. It's just vowels. No hard consonants over here.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's the beauty is you can't read a transcript later in court
Yeah,
and be like,
that's
he was
right.
threatening me. Like, what did he say?
Yeah.
He said A, and then O,
Yeah,
and then
A-E-I-O-U.
he just said,
Right.
you mean the guy who was just reading that letter?
Yes,
like,
Mr.
vowel?
Hoover, as I'm going over the tape, I can't seem to make anything out but
Right.
vowels.
Right. We're just looking at the transcript.
Hey, oh,
Right.
hey, ah, hey, oh, hey, hey. That's what I'm saying.
Right. Except 4 minutes in, the guy goes, okay, I'll sign the contract.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
That's all.
Hey, oh.
That's all we got from the tape.
Oh,
a bunch of vowels, and then all of a sudden he goes, okay, I'll sign.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, there's a consonant in there.
Right.
Aye. Yeah, and then the Irishman says aye.
Yeah.
Well, on that bombshell, I think we should call it.
Yeah.
You guys have any questions or things you wanted us to talk about, or thoughts, concerns, pearls of wisdom,
Right.
funny jokes?
That's a lot. Just cut it off at that. I'm starving. I don't.
Me too.
If they-
I've had an orange today and a cup of coffee, and that's it. So my metabolism is. I had Dave Friedman's like Pennzoil coffee that we had.
Oh yeah.
Dude, it'll set you free.
Really? I'm gonna have to try it.
Miles' hair contest is not gonna happen. I am a happily married man, and I'm not stupid enough to do anything like that.
No. No, you can judge by photos if you really need to, right?
Yeah, you want to touch my hair? $100.
Right.
But yeah, t-shirts. We
T-shirts.
will be making t-shirts for NAMM, and hopefully I'll have some left.
Yeah.
And we can sell them. And
Maybe I'll get T-shirts for him.
Bob's your uncle. You got a t-shirt guy?
Yeah.
We got a guy right by the factory.
Yeah.
I just got to go there. Is a problem.
Once again, difficult to do while the Lifetime Marathon is on.
Well, that's true. I mean that, and then they're having the Oprah, the Oprah channel is on now. So how do you get away? And then you got to do QVC.
Yeah.
And then there's all the fashion competitions.
Yeah.
And dancing
Project
shows.
Runway.
Project Runway, that's right. Project Runway. There's the All Stars edition is on right now.
Yeah.
You can't miss that.
Yeah. We'll do our best.
Yeah,
That's
right.
Somewhere in there, you got to make amps and guitars too.
That's right.
So
in
there's-
between pots of tea and
Right.
truffles.
Yeah. There's enough work in the day.
My mind is going to horrible places, which is
Don't
why.
do that.
Anyway, Itchy Bro, thank you, buddy. Good
Yeah.
to see you. And we'll see you guys next week. And how's your internet at your shop? Should we try to do a show up there?
Yeah, it should be installed by then.
Will you have enough upload speed?
Yeah.
Maybe we should try it.
You could.
Yeah.
By next week, it should be presentable. Yeah.
If not, we'll do it after NAMM, definitely. Because we got next week, and then the week after that is the Wednesday before NAMM. But hopefully, Elliott Guitars, I will have my blue guitar to play next week on the show.
Oh, yeah.
And yes, we'll use Frank's bathroom.
Yeah.
Above the waist. You know, like Elvis Presley on the Ed Sullivan show. We'll.
Right.
Oh, what's that echo?
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks, nerds. You're welcome, Be a Big Nerd.
Yeah.
Ready to take my whiskey home. Ah, good Van Halen reference there. Well, let's make that happen, Bob. I don't know why. What are we talking about? What do we need to do? Do you need me to hook you up with somebody that's got a whiskey for you to buy? I can do it. I got numbers. 1-800-SWEETWATER.
Right.
Thank you, Reverend. Keep on rocking yourself, brother. Anyway, so I think we're out of here. Thank you guys very much. It's 1:30. Frank and I are going to go eat. Look for the show to be posted on Namubu, Facebook, YouTube,
Right.
etc. all very soon. So, should be custom Tolex. That's right. Mm-hmm. Okay, brother. Take care, guys.
See ya.
Bye-bye. Wait. We're technically still audio and